Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. From the deepest jungles to the outmost reaches of space and beyond the veils of death itself, the Bald and Bonkers boys are back for another episode. It's no secret that you won't know what will happen next, but Dakota Franson and Chris Mole promise that all bets are off. Viewer discretion and straitjackets advised. These two idiots live up to the name.
Welcome.
Strange that.
Welcome.
What?
What now?
Did it all know broke up for you? No, because it was all broken up for me.
No, it didn't break up for me. Shocking.
It does. It started off with a stare, and then it ended up here, and I've never seen any of the trailer whatsoever.
No, it was playing for me just fine.
Strange. Mysteries of the universe, ladies and gentlemen. Mysteries of the universe. Who have we got in the chat tonight? We have Dots MC. Are you away making your T dots? We have.
He said he's already
Stephanie.
got it made.
Oh, really good, Stephanie. We have Emerald Isles Paranormal. Hello, Jenny. Like that. Ken that I'm having to read it off my YouTube. I'm having to read it off my YouTube because I can't see it on here. Weird that. Go Squad Scotland. They'll get a handsome chap in the chat.
Oh, that's the one ugly motherfucker right there.
No. Handsome. I seen a picture of you today and I was like, oh my God, you have not changed. You were sitting, I think it was at your sister, and your mother had posted a picture, and you were sitting like a rock face. I don't know where it was. I never read it. And I thought to myself, so Jesus, he's not changed much.
Oh, yeah. That was in the Snake River Canyon.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
So, subject tonight, which is quite an interesting subject. I've actually been thinking about this all week because of the amount of arseholes in the paranormal they know that have annoyed me.
It's an understatement that there's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed.
Oh, you're right about that. It's a fucking joke.
It is.
It is getting to the point now where people are getting bullied. Get what I mean? People are getting bullied. Mm-hmm. They're getting their ideas stole for them just because these men think they think they're all powerful and they're famous and all that kind of shit. But to be really honest with you, some of them are utter shite at what they do.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not just men either. There's plenty of women who are taking advantage of situations like the Me Too movement where everybody's going to assume, oh, she's the woman, she must be the victim as well. Mm-hmm. We can't ignore that mess either.
Oh, there's a lot. I'm going to say this. There's bullying going against people right now in the paranormal, especially on Facebook and stuff like that. And it's men and women that are doing it against other women and other men. Just because they don't fit in. Or they don't fit their narrative, or they'll not follow the leader, the great leader, the bow to them, you know? Mm-hmm. Just because they'll not follow them. Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not just with ghosts or psychic groups. It's within UFO that are getting entire fan bases are rallying around people just spreading this hate. Mm-hmm.
It's like
I honestly don't fucking get it, man.
It's like Jenny. It's happened to Jenny quite a lot, guys, in the chat there. Emerald Isles Paranormal. What happened to her was absolutely disgraceful, and the folk I am really, really annoyed with. I'm really annoyed with, and it's not just bullying. It's folk pestering folk because they want to go with you.
Oh yeah,
it's sexual here. By the way, there's people in this community on Facebook that are actually stalking people, and they're married.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
And It is to be expected when you have an entire community that only ever meets up online because of social awkwardness. For God's sakes, people, one, stand up, clip the roots out your ass, and go outside and explore the world a little bit.
Yeah.
One, two, just because it's online does not mean it's anonymous. Even if you use a VPN, all that, you can still be tracked.
I must admit, some of them, they've put a lot of effort into it, because I've banned 3 of them in the last 3 weeks for Ghost Squad Scotland network, and they were trying to. But what got me is the guy never changed his profile picture. I mean, what an idiot! I mean, you don't think I'm going to notice the profile picture here? I mean, it's getting to the point where people are getting stalked just because, one, they're jealous of them, two, they're obviously no right in the head. Honestly, I really want to say their names, and I'm really, really annoyed. Dakota, I really am annoyed by the way some of the people in the chat, especially Jenny's, been treated in the last couple of weeks. It's absolutely fucking shocking.
What are you talking about? The last couple of weeks, we've seen it ourselves. Just because there's people that we've clashed with that got into such an obsessive stalking mode.
Yeah, there's Jenny's post in the chat there.
It's fake up.
What's that? It's Jenny saying in the chat.
Up. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, we see it too, Jenny. And it's people in the chat. Please read the chat. It's true what Jenny says. It will not stop until these people have came forward. It's ridiculous, honestly. Why is there people stalking? I mean, the married people stalking single people. She's not single anymore because Jenny, I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but Jenny's actually my girlfriend. And it really, really annoying me. Really annoying me. But what's been going on? And it's been allowed to be going.
Yeah. There's such a mob mentality that goes into these groups. It is honestly why I hate working with mass groups of people when it comes to this type of subject. I always have. I mean, I'll be honest, since I was a kid, the only complaint a lot of my teachers has that I didn't play well with others is because this shit keeps happening. It does not do jack shit. We're not progressing anything. We're not advocating anything. We're trying to monetize on something that has nothing to be able to quantify, so people can't. The people are under this assumption that they can't be called out for their BS. And I'm sorry, these fucking predators need to be put in their place.
I know. It's not just sexual predators, guys. You've got bullies. You've got bullies in the paranormal because they're men. They think they'll no date to like other men. Well, sometimes they will, but they'll pick on the women that are actually really good at what they do, and they get jealous, and then they pick on them because they're better than them. Jealousy.
They build up this entire reputation. I mean, some of the most intelligent women that we have had on the show get it on the daily basis. They have entire people that are obsessively stalking them, rallying up their troops. First off, I'm going to say this. If you feel the need to preach on social media that and just whine and complain and try to target individuals just because for some reason you can't be an adult and say, hey, we got a problem, let's fix this. No, you got to go on social media screaming like a pathetic little bitch and try to rally up the troops. You are not brave for speaking out like that. You are a fucking coward if you are not willing to stand up for a cause on your own. If you feel the need to rally the troops, you're a fucking coward.
What I get really annoyed is that the paranormal community, the UFO community, and the ghost community are all the same because it's paranormal. UFOs are classed as paranormal, stuff like that, right? Is that we're trying to figure out the truth. We're trying to figure out if there's life after death. We're trying to find out the truth, and with the alien stuff, we're trying to find out the truth too. But there's people so possessive. There's people in there just wanting power and wanting fame. They want to be on. They want to be on TV so they can matter about and go, "Oh, look at me! I'm famous. Oh, look at me!" That's what they want. That's why they're doing this. I'll never be famous. I will probably never be famous, guys, and I don't particularly care if I am. But there's these people out there that are complete wankers. And it's what's that Jenny's put in the chat there. It's just popped up for me. They picked and built. I've read that one. Unfortunately, I've read this one. I am not afraid to call them out. If anyone wants evidence, that's right. Go to Jenny because she's got plenty of evidence, guys. Just go to
because
Jenny
social media nowadays is all they know. And
exactly.
This jealousy. I mean, to kind of bounce off of what Chris was just saying, we're allegedly trying to figure out, grand mysteries of the universe, life after death. Is there, why do people believe that they're being abducted by aliens?
Yeah.
But we're having to waste time and energy because of this argument, of this drama, of complete sexual predators. I mean, how many times has someone been targeted by a fraudulent psychic?
Oh my God.
How many young children? I mean, this was a report that came my way a couple months ago about this little girl who was sexually assaulted by one of her friend's fathers. Because the friend's father faked his phone number, pretending to be a psychic, trying to convince this little girl that she must have sex with this older man in his 40s to prevent some great cataclysm. This girl was fucking 8 years old.
Yeah, I know.
How are we supposed to be able to figure things out? What's actually real if these predators are not stopped?
I'm going to say this now. Facebook is really bad. There's a lot of groups out there where I wouldn't even go into, right? I wouldn't go into it. I left them because they were full like bullies and predators, right? And I'll never go back because I was talking to quite a few important folk about this actually, and they were shocked at what was going on. And it's what pisses me off. There's folk out there, right, and they're really good at what they do. I'm jump after the sexual predator thing for a sec, and on to people at Dayblood podcast. There's people out there that are amazing, right, that do podcasting, right, and then the men get jealous, right, because they're pish at what they do, right, and then they pick on them, and they try and get you to bow down to them. And you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, because I'm a man. No, this needs to stop, guys. A woman is the same as a man. A man is the same as a woman. Get a grab. Come on, it's modern times. We're not living in Victoria in London. You know what I mean? It's come on. It's getting to the point now where women should have equal rights. It is absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, I've left a few groups in the last year. I've unfriended a few folk, and I've left a few groups because it's been lit to go with the people that run these groups. It's been lit to keep happening. They don't care as long as they're getting all their views and stuff like that. Exactly. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
It's become all about fucking numbers, not who is in those numbers. That's all it is to these people.
Yeah.
That kills everything. If you're going into this type of thing, podcasting for whatever reason, that doesn't even have to be paranormal related. If you do it just because you're going for numbers, okay, maybe you'll hit it big. I mean, look at that Mr. Beast. I mean, just about every YouTuber they respect him as a decent person, but they also know for a fact he's not doing it for the fun. A lot of people say Mr. Beast flat out killed YouTube.
Oh yeah,
for everybody else.
Yeah, he's loaded. They say he's a billionaire now or something like that. It's look,
richest YouTuber on the planet.
Yeah, he doesn't care. You see him getting in and helping all these folk, right? He doesn't care about these folk. He's doing it so he can make money. He's no stupid. I'll give him that. I'll give him his credit. Smart. He's done well.
He's done well. He's done good operation, and he's done a lot of good with it. I respect the hell out of that.
But look, I'm going to say this. It's like somebody said in the chat: the paranormal community, the UFO community, the UFO community. I respected a few people in the UFO community, but no. I mean, there's a lot of authors out there that have went after other people in the UFO community. I mean, they've actually spent time to go and look up files and then post it everywhere. I mean, I was going to get this person, I'm not going to name him, but I was going to get this person on my show. And I seen this and I thought, he's bullying this guy. Maybe this guy is what he is. I don't know. I'm no psychic. I can't tell. And they were going on about this famous UFO person that worked for the Ministry of Defense. And
okay, you basically just named who it is without name who he is, because there's only one prominent figure.
Aye, well, there you go. So they were going on about this, right? And I'm like, come on, man. We're all in this to try and find out the truth. Why are you digging all this stuff up? So what? If he's doing these TV shows. And I'll tell you exactly why this person did that. Is because that person is getting to be on TV. And because that person is also getting to meet all these people and he's making loads of money. And that other author or whoever it was, right, is sitting there thinking, oh, if I name and shame him, maybe they'll come to me. That's how it works. And that's how it works in the paranormal field too, guys. That is, I don't know if you've ever noticed, you'll get channels, right? And like ghost hunting groups, right? And they'll just be getting normal views. But then if an argument starts, right, the drama starts, they get loads and loads of views because folk love drama. Folk love drama, right? And there's a lot of people deliberately do this. And there's a lot of people out there in the paranormal community that I didn't know that have faked a lot of stuff. Fake things. Yeah. The fake stuff. And then they blame someone else for it. Right? And honestly, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done now, guys. I honestly don't give a fuck if they unsubscribe from my YouTube channel. I don't care. Somebody needs to say something because it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. What's your opinion on this, Dakota?
I'm going to say this. Well, I agree with what you say, that it does get ridiculous. There's such... Now, I'm going to say this. I understand and fully support if there is someone out there who is being malicious with their intentions. They intend to screw people over.
It's true, but it's true what Pete says there, son of the naked Bigfoot. And your dad actually did tell us that. Your dad actually did tell us that. I admired your dad. I'll bring it up. Dad kept drama free and had no patience for fakers and assholes.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, Pete. That's what I admired about your dad. I loved your dad for that, because he would come on the shows and he would talk about all these fake paranormal folk like Zach Bagans and other people out there that fake everything. And that's what's destroying the paranormal community. Thank you, Pete, by the way. And everybody, please subscribe to Pete's channel, because he's got to be taking over for his dad. So hopefully there'll be some videos coming out there soon. You know?
Very true. Very true.
But Pete's got a good channel, guys. Pete, as if nobody knows, is Mike the Naked Bigfoot's son. And it was true that what Mike said. Mind the show he did, and he was going on about the fake paranormal investigators.
Yep.
And I couldn't stop laughing because he was going on about the ghosts were touching me. The ghosts were touching me. But they were just... See, this is what I mean. The world's fucked. The world is honestly fucked. That's why society's breaking down. Society's breaking down because nobody's willing to work with each other. Everybody just wants fucking fame. They don't care about anybody else. And that's honestly, I've unfriended a lot of people in the last couple of weeks because I don't want nothing to do with it. But at the same time, I'm extremely pissed off with what's happened to people that I know. Because I've heard evidence of these things. I've seen evidence of these things. And I was like, fuck. I honestly just don't know.
Hey, I'll say this, there's a number of cases I've come across where these sorts of allegations came up, and all I genuinely have to say is if these people are genuinely doing these things, then show evidence. Don't just start spreading it because that just looks bad on you.
What's this here? Son of the Naked Bigfoot. Let's have a look. After Dad died, we were see, that's what I mean. I seen that, Pete. I seen them contacting you, and you put out a tweet about that. I mean, what is God? I wish I could get a hold of them. I really do. Your dad was an amazing person, and again, it's coming up close to when he passed. It's Halloween. It was around about Halloween when he passed, and your dad taught me a lot. Your dad did teach me a lot, and honestly, see folk just doing stuff like that. Just honestly,
they know
so many fakers out there.
They know there's a market in this, and that's why I've always tried to bring in the topic of artificial intelligence because of how good some of that stuff is, and how easy it's going to be for that to be misconstrued as fake. I mean, we see it all the time.
The Scottish language.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the one thing that's keeping you safe, but we'll see how long that lasts.
But there's Son of the Naked. We told the parties to fuck up. Exactly, Pete. And I'll tell you something new. If they come on your land, I hope you use force to get rid of them because they should not be on your land annoying you. Right? I seen that. It must be terrible. It must be terrible. I mean, you lost your dad, and then these assholes come out the woodwork sniffing about paranormal investigators and stuff, wanting to use his stuff to make them famous. Okay, I mean, thank you, Pete, for coming in tonight.
And unfortunately, the shit Mike was getting into could kill. That's the other part. That's the other thing that needs to be addressed, though.
I'm going to say this: the stuff that Pete's dad, Mike the Naked Bigfoot, was a professional in what he did. A professional, right? He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing with like possessions and exorcisms and ghost hauntings and all this kind of stuff. And today with Bigfoot and all these strange creatures, he was a professional, right? And for somebody to come along after he dies and take the stuff that he's worked for is terrible, right? Don't go into this kind of stuff, guys, without knowing what you're doing. Mike was a professional, right? I mean, I was blown away with the stuff that he told me. I mean, good God. And I know his sons took over for him, and I know his son's very intelligent like his dad, and he knows the same stuff.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's Mike's kid.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's Mike's dad. But honestly, don't go to these places. But if somebody says you're no welcome, don't go. Because either Bigfoot will get you, or Mike's son Pete will get you. Right? Honestly, don't steal other people's work.
I mean, that's another thing that ought to be addressed. If you're going to go out to a location, make sure you got the permission to be there in the first place. I mean, it's one thing if it's a public place, anybody can go there. I know that, over on the other side of the pond, there's not really a lot of restrictions on that. But here in the States, even the liberal states will shoot you.
Oh, I've heard that in Scotland. It's different. You can walk in. I mean, I tell Mike that one night. It says in Scotland here you can walk through anybody's farmland. It's law. You if they try and stop you, they would get arrested. But see, in America, it's totally different, guys. You walk through somebody's farmland, they can legally shoot you if you get. I mean, can they legally shoot you? What states can they legally can shoot out your head? Couldn't they? How does this work?
Okay. You got to remember the way the U.S. works. We're basically a bunch of small countries pretending to be one big country. Okay, not too different from the UK in that sense. Certain states, yes, you can fire off warning shots. Yes, you can technically get away with killing trespassers, but there's also certain areas where the person who starts firing would get in more trouble. It depends on where you're at.
It's like what the son of the naked Bigfoot says down there, Pete. Lots of, what is that? Clout chasers out dad's name to try and legitimize their bullshit. Exactly, Pete. Exactly. And see, if you're watching this and you watch somebody make stuff and you think, oh, I'm going to drive up to that farm and I'm going to go into his ground and I'm going to look for Bigfoot, I'm going to advise you this. Do not fucking do it. You're trespassing for one. Two, Pete will probably be waiting on you. Do not do it, right? These things are real, guys. This is what I mean. There's folk watch me, right? And there's folk watch me and they're like, is Bigfoot real? Is Bigfoot? Bigfoot is very real. Bigfoot is very, very real. Pete was actually telling me he was telling everybody, I can't remember, was it on Twitter? Well, it's not called Twitter anymore, but you came on Draft. He was telling me they had some livestock killed.
Oh, yeah. He said that on the air. I think it was.
But no, it's happened again. It's happened again since.
Still?
God damn. Yeah, it's happened again.
I was about to say, I mean, Mike's come on the show, said he's physically seen these things with teeth that look like they were filed down like cannibal tribes out of the Amazon. Take a bite out of the cow, throw the cow over its shoulder, and walk off like nothing happened.
Yeah. So I'm going to suggest to anybody that watches these videos, because again, there is people in here figuring about what Mike, Buzz, and stuff like that. Don't go into the land. And if you do, you better pray Pete finds you first, because these things will eat you.
No, they can. Well, what a lot of people don't realize, different tribes of Bigfoot have different behaviors. There was someone who tried to say, oh, they'll talk about them smelling bad and being brutal. That's, just trying to talk smack. No, it's not. Those reports are real. Now, where I'm at, they're fairly mellow. They'll leave you alone. There's not really a lot of reports of anything nasty happened. And there was, back when I was like 9 years old, there was actually a 911 call where someone called in thinking that they hit Bigfoot with their car. Granted, if I was a big ass motherfucking gorilla and I just got hit by a car, I'd be pretty pissed and want to tear apart that car.
I will say this: where Mike stayed was a beautiful part of the American countryside, right? But if I stayed there, I'd be kind of paranoid, because you don't know what's watching you in those woods. You don't know what's watching you.
I know.
What were the animals that were killed, Pete? What were they again? Was it goats killed? I can't remember what you told me. It was on TikTok and on Twitter. What were the animals that get killed? Been working up. So
they've been worked up the last through. That's not good.
See, it makes you wonder what's caused that, because your dad had to deal with them, and it makes you wonder. Pete, is anybody come onto your property? Is anybody illegal trespassing on your property? Maybe
you gotta here. There's also another thing you gotta consider. Not too far from where Pete's at, there are military bases.
That's very true.
And Elena, she's gone into detail about meetings that have been taking place there involving extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
So, what exactly is getting them worked up? There's a lot going on right now.
So please, for the love of God, stay off people's private property. Right? Stay off people's private property, because unknown to you, you could be causing them hassle. There he says there in the chat, there he says, oh my God, look at that.
Legs and heads pulled off, no blood stacked under the apple tree. Oh, that's
bad.
That's not good.
That is really bad, Pete.
Because
we maybe need to get you on one night and talk about this. That's
if you go into typical primates, chimpanzees, gorillas, like that.
Right.
I'm now just gonna say this.
Chimpanzees are cannibals.
No, they can't. They can be.
Yeah,
they can be.
Yeah.
No. What I'm trying to say here is that chimps have tribe wars.
Yes, they do. I know.
They're not these peaceful, loving monkeys. No, if they feel the need to, they will rip you apart. And it's been observed on a few occasions where certain animals that have been in the area have been left in a very similar fashion as threats. Yeah. They fully believe it's some sign of threat of a gang war, for lack of a better word.
I mean, do you think this? I know, but this is not the subject tonight, and maybe we should we talk about this one night. Pete, if you would like to come on and talk about this, you don't need to show your face or anything like that. You can just talk to us with your camera off. But that's actually disturbing. It makes you wonder why they're doing that, because his dad had a deal with him, and they basically left him alone for the apples on the tree. So has there been somebody sneaking onto his property and conducting investigations without his knowledge, and maybe they've got pissed off? See, this is what you have to watch.
This is one of those things where having cameras covering every single inch of every little blind spot is to be helpful. No, but that's the thing, though. In that type of area, you're not going to be able to cover everything.
Lots of foxfire in the woods too. What's foxfire? Is that an American term? What's foxfire? I'm Scottish. I don't know what foxfire is. I'm not.
If I remember correctly, it's kind of like ghost lights.
See, I suggested it to him on Twitter that I don't know if he could set up a game camera, one of the night vision game cameras at the apple tree. But it'd probably rip it off and steal it.
No, they would.
That's actually quite interesting. That's like lights. So that's like wee lights that float about.
Yeah, it's also a certain type of fungus that has a bioluminescence to it.
Well, Pete, I hope you can get it fixed, man. I really do.
Yeah, and I know technically this does seem like we're kind of divergent from the topic here, but we're trying to illustrate a point. Not only is this behavior of trying to capitalize on the supernatural, because it's essentially a Wild West, for lack of better words, reckless, dangerous, but it is very dangerous. A lot of people just assume, it's just the little ghosty, maybe we're going to have, just a couple weird voices and cold spots. No. Your lives could very well be put on the line for how serious some of this stuff gets. Yeah, I was just reading that.
What is that? Their cameras are ripped off. Dad spent thousands of digital security, and it was all dismantled in one night. See? Found it stacked, and that is crazy, by the way. That is absolutely.
You're essentially dealing with 8-foot tall gorillas that have the intelligence spans of humans.
Honestly,
they can be very dangerous when they're pissed off.
I'll tell you something right now. If I was your neighbor, I wouldn't come near your land. I would be terrified to go on his land. Because I hope, Pete, you've got a gun in the house or whatever in case something comes near. You probably have. Yeah,
you realize the kind of firepower it takes to take one of those things down.
Pete put something on. What'd you call it? Twitter about it, and it was a big high-powered rifle. I think it was for killing elephants or something like that. Yeah. It's
the type of firepower it takes. You're not going to be able to put that down with a 22.
Yeah,
you're not.
Yeah. So the thing about the story is, guys, stay off private property. Do not think you're going to get fame by going to these places, because you don't understand. You could cause this family, Pete's family, Mike's family, nothing but bother by doing this.
Exactly.
Right. And please, let his father rest in peace, and don't steal any of his work, and don't try and mimic his work unless you've got permission off of Pete to even talk about his dad, right? They're actually we're talking about doing a show for Pete. No, for Pete. Sorry, Pete. It was your dad for Ken because it's been a year. And I told the ones that's doing it, I says, just be very respectful when you're doing it and actually ask permission first off of Pete. Because it's something you should always do is ask for permission. What's that? Dad found a very few actual ghosts, but things pretended to be ghosts, and they were much more dangerous. Yeah. Do you know the story?
Especially through that land.
In fact, I'm going to find Mike's channel now, and I'm going to post it in the chat. There's a story that Mike did, and it's called The Skinner Man. You know the one I'm talking about? And that story, actually, I'm going to listen to it again in Halloween. I've no watched it since he passed. Because I find it quite hard to watch his stuff since he passed. But guys, honestly, you want to check out Mike's channel, right? Mike's channel was it was just amazing, right? The stories, the knowledge, everything there. It's in the chat, guys.
What the fuck?
What?
Dude, did anybody just see that? Did you just see that shadow that just flew past me on my camera? Did anybody just see that?
I seen sort of I seen it. Do you know what? I did see it, and it was about 36. Did you see the white orb that went out the door?
Whoa!
What time was that? That was at 36 minutes in. There's Jenny, Emerald Isles. She's seen it.
You know, she's seen it. Jenny, that wow. Okay.
Okay, what I did see, right? See behind you, see how you've got your wall, and then there's a light shining through your door. I seen like a wee orb like disappearing out the door.
Yeah, figures we get to start talking about Mike and shit's happening.
Well,
hey, what's up, Mike?
Honestly, when Mike come on the shows, guys, weird things happens. Mind you, when he started to sound like a Cylon, and then you knew things were.
No, dude, remember when we all first met Mike? All the shit that was going down?
Yeah. There's there's a spirit for Dad called the Black Father that walks from the farm and his gravesite. It can be very scary and potential dangerous. Oh my God. Pete, you need to come on the show one night and tell us some of these stories because we really do miss your dad. Your dad used to tell us so amazing stories, man. It would be an honor for you to come on and talk to us. We'd be honoured. And I know you're no one to date the now, but maybe in the coming years, maybe in a couple of years' time or whatever, when you feel ready, we would be honoured to have you on, man. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guys, that link in the chat there is Mike's channel. Please go and subscribe to Mike's channel and watch his videos. And just remember this. Everything he's talking about is real. 100% real. And remember, don't practice things that you don't understand.
Oh yeah.
Don't. I'm going to do that when I go to my bed tonight. I've no watched a Mike's video for a while because I get emotional when I watch his stuff. But I'm going to watch one tonight. I don't know what one I'll pick. I'll just pick a random one. The one where would you call it the snake whisperer ones are quite good. The night he spoke to the snake, that's a good one. Honestly, guys, check it out and please subscribe to Pete's channel, Son of the Naked Bigfoot 2. You know?
Yeah.
So, back to the subject, bullying and the paranormal. What other things are happening, Dakota?
I mean, honestly, you want to hear something that's fucked up?
Fire away. Well, I drink more.
I put out a little notice not too long ago, and just to kind of gain some perspective on this, because granted, this is a subject not a lot of people want to confront. They want all this discussion to be high vibrational, nothing but love and light and all that and good times. And as much as we want this show to have that sort of platform, sometimes we have to acknowledge that there's some weird shit that goes down and some seriously messed up stuff. Because we're not going to be able to fix the problem until we had the balls to actually talk about it.
There's Son of the Naked Bigfoot. Black Father has spoken to all of us here after Dad died. It looks like a live person until it disappears. What did it say to you, Pete? If you don't mind me asking, what did it say? Was it any condolences, or was it? Because obviously Pete probably knew it. Hey, Mike knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hey Drew. It's this, honestly, I just wished the paranormal community could start working together and stop all this fighting and stop all this bullying. What I've seen in the last month or two is shocking, right? And for some other networks out there that I've lost every ounce of respect for, ever, for what's been allowed to happen. And Ken, something I don't give a flying fuck. What you think of me, I'm not caring. I'm not going to be famous like you. You're going to be the next Zach Bagans, maybe. You never know. But do you want to be the next Zach Bagans, known as a fake? You know? Because that's what will happen.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's interesting. Dakota. Pete asked me how I was doing, offered its condolences to Mum. Oh my God.
Well, at least it was being kind.
That's... Thank you, Pete, for telling us.
Chris, like we were talking about before the show.
Yeah.
This is obviously, this situation isn't the first time that we've talked about this. Hell, it's how Bald and Bonkers came to fruition.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, with the company that I didn't like to talk about, Parachills, I'm going to mention it, Parachills. Right. There was a lot of cover up there, and they tried to cover that up. And I mean, oh my God, they actually tried to cover it up when people were finding out. What were we meant to do? Go out there and capture everybody that was finding out? I mean, it was a national fucking press.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, there's been plenty of times where decent efforts have started to, in order to try to bring people together. And naturally, that's ruffled some feathers, but some good things were going, some utterly amazing things. Some amazing opportunities came about. But I think I can just speak for both of us. It's like, what happens when the work was no longer the focus? It was the focus on building a stupid YouTube channel, making us look pretty.
What's that Son's put in the chat there?
Told the customer he should leave and never come back. Pulled Uncle Duty off a tractor. Ooh.
Yep. That's a strange one. I wouldn't like to meet him, Pete. Wouldn't like to meet him, that spirit. But then again, yous have lived there, yous were born there, and that farm's been in your family for generations. Yeah, I mean, and it will continue to be in your farm for generations. But the apple tree with the Bigfoot thing, that's something that you're going to have to get sorted out. Because that's just downright crazy. And you don't really want to bring in outside paranormal teams because they'll just use it to become fame. So you have to get your dad's journal out. Is it his big bad book or whatever it's called?
You know, for the situations like that, there's a rapport already established. There's trust there.
Yeah. It makes you wonder why it's doing it, though. I find that very suspicious because your dad had a kind of relationship with him and they kind of stand at their ground, but they were maybe afraid of your dad. Maybe you need, Pete, to assert yourself as the new boss.
I'm shocked we're not getting the interference we usually did when
that subject came up. That big shadow, maybe that was Mike, wasn't it? You know, I did see it going out the door. It was the wee orb just went out the door.
Yeah, No, you know? It was just like literally just flew right in front of me. That was.
What's that Emerald Isles Paranormal? I had. Did we? Yes, Emerald Isles Paranormal won last night, ladies and gentlemen. The quiz night. They whipped us. They whipped us completely. Honestly, do you like my new cup? Jenny, my girlfriend, got me it. What do you think? Come on, Dakota. I know you like cups. Come on. Jenny!
Yeah.
Did you know Jenny actually said that? You would roll your eyeballs. You look like you ever seen Gremlins? You ever seen Gremlins? The first one. Don't tell me you've never seen Gremlins. You ever seen the wee furry ones? What are the wee furry gremlins called, guys? What are the wee furry gremlins called before they turn into gremlins?
Mogwai.
Mogwai, right? You can where he rolls his eyes about. Well, that's you. So there you go. There's Mike the Naked Bigfoot, son. We know things hung around and followed Dad. Nothing surprised us exactly, huh? Because the little girl used to follow him about, didn't they?
Yeah.
And
as Lawrence says, it's just a matter of just asking the simple questions and being respectful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know where that gets lost in all this,
It's Pete's having the same problem. People are wanting to use his dad basically to make themselves famous, right? And which, if you are watching this right now and you are thinking of going on to his land and stuff like that, do not fucking dare. You have no idea the paranormal world, and you have no idea what you're going to do to that family if you do. So I'd advise that you keep well away.
Yeah, and for the just people, like cases that where people go in provoking because they want to be on ghost adventures. Yeah, you may not see something, but that family's still got to deal with the shit when you leave.
99.9% of the stuff you see in TV is fake, right?
It's exaggerated.
It's fake. It's exaggerated. It's fake. It's shit, right? The real life ghost hunters in the chat there's Emerald Isles Paranormal. She's got an amazing channel. You should see some of the footage, and you've seen some of the footage that she's got. Oh my God, it would blow you away. Some of the footage with Jack the Ripper and all that kind of tours and stuff. And there's people in this community that do a fascinating job, a excellent job, and they don't get the recognition. Then you get the people that think they're amazing and they're famous and they can think they're going to be the next Zach Bagans and the fake things, let's first say, like Chuck and Staines and things like that, the fake stuff in that, and to try and get famous. But sometimes it backfires. It backfires.
Oh, yeah.
Son of the Naked Bigfoot. What are you saying here, Pete? Let's have a look. Tacky Bacon. I've heard that as a legend, by the way.
Yeah.
Zach Franken seems to be falling. Oh my God.
Yeah, the shit going on with Zach Bagans lately. Yeah. I hear Dave Schrader going on about it all the time because people are trying to drag him in it. He's like, hey, I'm friends with that guy. I'm friends with that guy.
I will say this to know Dave Schrader is a real ghost hunter. He is good at what he does. The Ghost of the Devil's Perch was really, really good. Toast to Dave Schrader for his good work. But there's paranormal people out there that are 100% fake. And they use the drama. Why do you think
Dave's not on more shows? Because he actually tries to stay legitimate.
Aye, because he stays legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you think he only gets cameos most of these days? Sorry, Dave, if you're watching, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know it's the business. I've been in the business myself, man. I get it.
Your dad
sucks.
There's Pete in the chat saying his dad loved Dave. And that's an episode that I might actually go back and watch, the one with Dave Schrader and your dad, because
we introduced.
In fact, yeah, that was.
I had never seen Mike Brin so big.
See that when he first came in. I know this is totally off subject, but see that. Well, I was like, it says Dave Dave, is it all right if I invite my friend Mike the Naked Bigfoot, and he just wants to meet you? And he's like, aye, right. So I invite. He comes in, he's like,
yeah, no, he couldn't take that look off of his face.
Just, honestly, Pete, you should have seen this, Pete. Honestly, I wish that we could have recorded it, and he was just like,
was like, hey, no, we brought him on when the show was still on the air, dude. It's out there.
I know. But behind the scenes, too, it was awfully good because it was, I
know.
Yeah, and it's, I honestly, that made my day seeing Mike so happy. It really did.
Yeah,
it really did.
It's situations like that need to be focused on. Yeah, they're once in a blue moon, but when you know you've done something to make someone's day or help them out of a bad spot, that's what needs to be done.
Yeah, this is what's needing to happen in this community, guys. Instead of bullying people and instead of trying to become famous, maybe we'll all become famous one day. Maybe you'll know. Try and help people. Yeah. Help people. Be nice to people. Help them. Don't be a dick and cause somebody down just because you're jealous of them.
Yeah. I mean, here, Dots, if he's still in the chat, we can back up that because this individual's starting to stir up trouble again. There's an individual that some people we've managed to make friends with on the show tried linking us with when we first got started, who's been going off on these complete tirades lately because he's pissed off at a certain individual and physically threatening to beat them down because he's such a big, strong man. It's like, I'm sorry, you're a fucking stick. 1, 2, get your alcoholism together, man. Because if you're the way you're slurring your words, if you're not drunk, you need to get your ass to the hospital now. 2. And his whole thing is that, oh, my name's going to be remembered while these people are all gone. No. People don't want to. The only reason that memory types of sticks, the assholes memory sticks, is because people don't want to remember you.
I'm going to say
the ones who do follow with their heart and with kindness, those are the ones that last the test of time.
I'm going to say this. Zach Bagans will be remembered in the years to come when he's long gone as a fake paranormal investigator that did it for fame and money. Whereas Mike the Naked Bigfoot was the real deal, and he helped people in the paranormal, and he told his stories which helped people. I started Ghost Squad Scotland, guys, because of Mike. He gave me the courage to go out there and start looking. And Mike the Naked Bigfoot will be remembered for a very, very, very long time because he was a genuine guy. It really was.
See,
you know.
See, Dots knows exactly who I'm talking about.
And yep, Steam passed the guy drama. Exactly, drama's fucking drama. Pish, by the way. And a lot of folk just feed off drama. What's that?
No, Serene.
Is that Pete? Dad never got violent with people who pissed him off. He scared the shit out of him.
He had that. That's right.
Oh god.
That man didn't have to do much.
Oh my god! That night he was going on about the fake paranormal girls,
the paranormal titties.
Oh my god, that was funny. I nearly died that night. See,
oh god, if this doesn't get us banned on TikTok, I don't know what will.
Honestly, because we're streaming through TikToks right now, so that's quite good. How many watchers have we got?
Looks like we only had 13 people pop in.
But
well, that's one hell of a delay.
What's that? Be in a bit, for God's sake!
I posted that before we started.
Are we streaming through certain networks or getting removed or something? I don't know.
Probably will be.
I'm not gonna fuck it anyway. But I stopped ages ago. But I just honestly, guys, watch some of it. And it's true what Pete says. That smile that he had, you were like, "What have I done, Pete? What have I done, Mike?" And he'd be like, "Nothing."
Most thing when he was just smiling, you knew something was up.
Oh God, that's weird. That my YouTube chats went all wonky.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the spirits. The spirits. You know. But honestly, guys,
that shadow that flew past my face, that was a weird one.
Please, for the love of God, everybody, please be nice and stop the bullying, stop their harassment, stop, and this is going out to somebody in particular, stop following people about the opposite sex about, because I know who you are. You bloke me. Don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Or I will name and shame you. You've already been named and shamed.
I've seen the proof. No, I'll say it. I've seen the proof.
Yeah.
Is your wife knowing about you messaging these people? Because I highly doubt you're just focusing your attention on one.
Yeah.
It never stops at one.
Yeah. It never does stop at one. And it's this is the thing. You don't realize how stuff gets passed about. Get what I mean? Because we talk to quite a lot of folk. And you're just going to end up destroying your career and all that if you're in podcasting or whatever it is you want to do. Please, and I'm saying this nicely, stay away. I don't want to hear again, because it is getting ridiculous. The bullying is ridiculous.
It is.
It is.
If you have a legitimate issue with someone, actually talk to them. If they're being an ass, cut your ties. If you have to say your piece and defend your case, why is that posting again?
I'm just putting up Emmerdale's Paranormal Researchers.
Guys, the chat's repeating.
What could you do for me here, guys? And I would take it as a personal thing. With Emmerdale's Paranormal Researchers, she's getting close to 700 subscribers. Could you get a subscribe? Right. Let's get her to 700 subscribers before Halloween. She's at 643. Let's get her to 700 for Halloween. Just going to copy the link there.
It's good that you brought that up. And Jenny makes a very good point. People only can get pushed so far before something happens. And being that the holidays are approaching, that's unfortunately an optimal time where people start losing their lives the worst.
Yeah. It's like me, I don't show my emotions the way I do, right? I'm quite a laid back person, right? I'm laid back. Honestly, I'm more laid back than I used to be. And when folks start messing around with other people's girlfriends and stuff like that, it just get a bit annoying. It really does get a bit annoying. And believe me, I've seen the proof and I've seen the evidence, and stay well away. That's all I'm going to say. Well away.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where the one thing that will probably save you from a beatdown is that because of my size, I'd be easy to spot.
You're like the Jolly Green Giant, except the Jolly Green Giants get hair.
Yeah. Hey, you see what happens when I fire off.
What are we doing for Halloween this year? On Halloween's Eve, I've got on Ghost Squad Scotland, I've got Lisa Fry coming on with Jenny from Emerald Isles Paranormal and Drew from Drew's Abandoned Paranormal.
You do know Halloween's on a Tuesday, right?
Yes, I know. We're doing a Tuesday show.
Well, I don't know yet. Hell, Pete, if you're on, that'd be one hell of a Halloween show.
If
you're up.
Look at Pete's book.
You must have got it from your mother. I'm sure she's a wonderful lady.
You tell them, Pete. You march down there tonight and you tell Bigfoot how you feel. I would take a machine gun with you and a couple of grenades or something like that, you know.
Well, over here you can bait out a Sasquatch with a chocolate bar, so. But then again, the ones over here really mostly keep to themselves.
Look, I used to talk to Mike after the shows, and there was one night after you left, it was just me and Mike, and he was telling me all about them and about how some of the workers out in the fields would see them, looking at them. I mean, is that them eyeing them up, thinking, There's my dinner.
No, it's a. Last week I went up to the mountains with the family. Just kind of get away, get out of the heat. Apparently, there was some mountain lions spotted not too far from where we were, and my relatives were like, "I'm trying to look for the mountain lion." It's like the mountain lion's gonna see you before it sees you see it.
Yeah, and before you can run away, it's going to be biting on you.
No, you don't run away. You stand your ground. You run away, you're turning them on.
Oh, yeah, if you're with your friends, you just kick your friend in the balls and run as quick as possible.
No. You can stand a mountain lion attack. You can scare them off.
Spray. You get bear spray, but the thing about Bigfoot and all that, I mean, you think about all these cases where people have just disappeared. It's some dude at my back talking. I can't do nothing about that.
I know, we're just wanting to address because we have a lot of people that freak out at every little
boy. I'm coming for you. Like,
well, Scotland does have its own Bigfoot.
What's that? I wish there's again. I wish I had a mountain lions or even bears.
No, the Sasquatch scared.
This bears scared them away.
The Sasquatch will probably have scared them away. But actually, one guest we had on the show a long time ago, Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum.
That's right.
His one piece of advice, he says, if you're gonna go out trying to look for Sasquatch, try to eye up locations a bear could probably sustain itself. As kind of a large omnivore.
Yeah.
But you also gotta be careful because there's plenty of Bigfoot sightings that are just bears walking on their hind legs.
I just had an idea. But I don't know if this would work or not. And I hope Bigfoot hasn't got YouTube. That apple tree, Pete, has the apple tree still got apples on it right now? Because you could lace the apples with LSD or something like that,
Oh dear Lord!
You could, honestly, you could.
You're wanting to lace up a Sasquatch on psychedelics. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You need to be committed.
I'm going to say this about Mike possessed me there. He took me over for a split second. But no, that's a good thought. You think about it. You've got this problem with Sasquatch, right? And they like the apples. Now, I don't know what they do with the apples. They maybe eat them. I don't know. Maybe they turn them into a drink or substitute or something that they eat. Why don't you get a couple of the apples, right? Put some tranquilizers into them or something like that. You'll get in the next day and they'll all be lying twitching.
Okay. First off,
it didn't develop apples.
I understand. That's why they're so riled up.
Maybe
they think something's wrong with the tree. They might be thinking something's wrong with the tree. Because an animal is going to be able to tell if their food's been tampered with. It's kind of like, if you toss a piece of deli meat to a dog and the dog doesn't want it, what the hell's wrong with that?
No flowers either. I've got apple trees, Pete. I've got apple trees in my back garden. And they always flower. Sometimes
they're thinking something's wrong with the tree.
I've got apple trees in my garden and they always flower. Sometimes they don't produce fruit, but they always have the blossom on them. They always produce a flower. I'm wondering if it's because your dad's passed. Maybe the tree knows that your dad's passed.
And actually, it's been proven that plants can tell stuff like that.
I tell you what, Pete, this is what I want you to do, Pete. I want you to go to and this is nothing today, but I said, I want you to go to the local farmer's market, right? And I want you to buy a big, massive crate of apples, right? Just listen to me. The biggest crate of apples you can lay your hands on, right? And place it under the tree and leave it there for them.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know. It might be an offering. And they might be like, oh, they brought me some apples. It's a wee offering. Might know.
As kind of a substitute, better idea would try to get more of that particular type of tree and start planting it in the area.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that Mike said. That tree, he couldn't identify it. He couldn't identify the tree. He couldn't identify the fruit, the apple fruit. Ever.
It's like some sort of, I thought he said it was some kind of crab apple.
It's some type of crab apple. But he couldn't identify it. And you got to remember, Pete's dad, Mike, knew what he was talking about. He knew plants. Jesus Christ, he was one of the best known folk for botanists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe there's something. Maybe it's because the tree's aware and it knows your dad's past.
Plants can sense patterns like that. It is possible.
What's this? I'm just Pete put in there. The violence began when we found 12 to 15-year-old pear trees ripped up out of the ground. 12. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's nothing to them.
I don't know if you could do something, Pete, and I hope you get it fixed, Pete. I really do, because that's just not a crab apple, but something very old and primitive.
I thought he said something that it might have been some sort of crab apple on the show. That's.
I had a conversation with Mike one day, and he says he spent years trying to figure out what the apple was, and he can't figure out what it was. Years. And it's maybe it's a long dead apple tree that's maybe at one time America was populated with them and they all died out.
Well, they actually pointed out not too long ago that fossil records actually showed that cheetah actually came from North America, not Africa.
Yeah. I mean, that's Pete, go and do us a favour and do it for one of your first videos for your new channel. Go and do a video of the tree. And because I know your dad did a video of your tree, but there's something no right there. There's something no right. They are staying out of our living space outside. See, I don't know. This is where your dad would come in, because your dad would probably be doing like a wee ceremony or something like that. And
yeah.
But I know
playing old native stories about interacting with beings that sound like Sasquatch.
It makes you wonder if the tree's actually aware of what's going on. It's maybe what's the word? Mourning your dad.
I've actually heard plenty of stuff happen
Pete,
like that.
Have you any seeds for the tree, Pete? Because you could grow maybe one in a wee pot. There's a try. You could plant another one just to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope you get that fixed. I really do hope you get that fixed, you know. So, what's on the agenda tomorrow? What do you want to talk about tomorrow?
Why am I the one all of a sudden picking all the decisions? Well, there's plenty of weird stuff going on in the world, so let's just kind of talk world events tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, liven up the show after today's discussion, because I imagine there's going to be some gossipy little girls wanting to talk about us.
Oh yeah.
No, all I gotta say is thanks for the publicity, because when you go to talk shit about someone, you kind of start boosting up their numbers. That's why drama is so prevalent.
Yeah. And Pete, if you're in the chat, Pete, you're welcome to join us one night. But if you don't want to, it's absolutely fine. You could come on. We could talk about the apple tree and stuff like that and other kind of things. And I hope you do get that fixed. I hope they don't kill any more of your animals, because I know that's your livelihood.
Yeah.
You know, and thank you for coming in, Pete.
I'm going to be stuck thinking about that all night. God damn.
I'm going to be thinking about that day, because it's quite horrific. You know?
Yeah.
What's going on with the Chinese space station? Oh, we'll have to tell you that.
Well, I guess, yeah, it is past time for us, so I guess we have to talk about that and some of the other weird stuff that's been going on. My God.
Yes. Let's go.
Like that weird growl that just came out of Chris's stomach.
Wasn't his stomach? It's because I've drunk an entire can of zesty beverage.
Okay, so you just admitted on there that you like to talk out of your ass.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you see Bald and Bonkers for even more insanity. Be sure to spread the love to the Bald and Bonkers boys' other endeavors. And a special thank you to our audience, guests, and everyone else who helps make this crazy ride happen. Amazing things are ahead. Learn more by visiting www.baldandbonkers.net. See you next time. Much love and take care.